Hello? You're new? I see the system has logged this session, so, for the record, I'm Dr. John Carnack, investigator for the Department of Experimental Oversight. And you're new, actually. I guess the last person quit. Anyway, you're the new human resources person assigned to me for support and review. Human resources just sounds like Soylent Green to me. Soylent Green is made out of human resources? My background is, well, let's just say science. Why overcomplicate things? But a few years ago, I took a pivot, and I like to think of myself as an anomalist now. I got very interested in folklore. Here, let me just... Can you see this? The Devil and Cold Iron, by Olivia Sigson. Great book. A collection of British folklore. I just read this terrific piece about a pub in England. The devil walked in one night, and a priest tried to exorcise him, and it just didn't work. So the woman who ran the pub grabbed a poker from the fireplace, and the devil hates iron for some reason. And she beat the shit out of him, and the devil escaped back to hell through a crack in the fireplace. So she snapped off the end of the poker in the crack, and they lit a big fire so he couldn't come back. And do you know what? They kept that fire burning for 200 years. True story. Until the pub was knocked down and they built a McDonald's on the site. And you're just now realizing two things. One, I might be insane. And that's fair. Two, I've had you on mute the entire time, but the system's logged a full minute of conversation. Bye. Listen. First, I wasn't asleep because you know bloody well I can't sleep. Second, yes, I'll drive out to the hospital right now and then on to the Seven Rays Institute. Third, you will not send a team to meet me at Seven Rays because I don't want to have to worry about evacuating them as well as the people on site if it all goes tits up. Fourth, make sure that terrible new human resources drone has my last will and testament on file. Honestly, useless. You should fire him. It's okay, Abigail. I know talking is difficult now. I understand the sheer effort it must have taken to make that emergency call to us. But I just need a little more help. If you can write down any of the theorems Dr. Bestler is working with. You already told us which building to go to, and that's great. I need just a little more to work with. Anything you can remember and bring yourself to write down. Abigail, are you sure? Oh, shit.
The Bellport Theatre on the Air presents The Department of Midnight, created and written by Warren Ellis. Episode 101, The Cold Spot, starring James Callis and Alicia Witt.
It's Carnack. Just listen. I'm parked outside the Seven Rays Institute and I can see the East Wing. It's a detached cluster of lab buildings. And I want you to hear this. That's no machinery I've ever heard. I can clearly see cracks in the outside of one of these labs. Call the Federal Emergency Management Agency and tell them to put their nearest station on standby. If you don't hear from me in an hour, treat the East Wing like it's Chernobyl. Now, I'm off to have the usual argument at their reception desk. Yeah. Yeah, so you can actually get up on your hind legs and find your boss, or you can keep staring at me like a dog that's been given a Rubik's Cube to solve, and I'll make sure you're the first one arrested. And do you know what that means? It means you won't have access to more fucking beard oil.
Hey!
Idiot.
Who are you and why are you shouting at our poor receptionist?
I'm not shouting. I'm Dr. John Carnack.
Ah, the man from the Department of Midnight.
Actually, it's the Department of Experimental Oversight.
Yeah, but all your letterheads and email signatures have that doomsday clock graphic on them. 40 seconds to midnight. Oh no, better pay attention.
It'd be nice if someone did.
Dr. Sylvie Bestler, I'm the director of the East Wing facility. What exactly do you want?
I'd like to start by talking in private.
You'll be leaving in a moment, so I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, we can do it like that. And I can come back with a full team from FEMA. Or we can have a conversation in private about your little side project. And Abigail Ibrahim. Your call, Dr. Bestler.
Follow me. You can't actually have anyone arrested.
Oh, I know.
So you just lie and bluster your way into places? All in the name of government oversight on breakthrough physics experiments?
The Department of Experimental Oversight is more like peer review for scientists who think it's better to hide what they're up to.
You're not even American.
Well spotted. Yeah, neither's John Oliver, and he's made a career out of pointing out when you're all being stupid too.
It's dog eat dog out there. The more we talk about what we do, the more other people steal it and monetize it, and we're left with nothing. You're wasting time I need for my work, Dr. Carnack.
Which brings me to Abigail Ibrahim, a member of your team.
What's the book in your pocket?
Oh, British folklore.
Oh, you're a doctor of myths and legends?
Physics. But my interest shifted. I suppose I'm in the field of anomalistics these days. Identifying and evaluating esoteric phenomena.
So you're a doctor of mystical bullshit.
It's a matter of perspective, perhaps. Folklore's how we used to explain the world to each other. Legends of sirens, for example, luring crews to their deaths on the water with their unearthly sounds. A tale of a siren on a stretch of a river is a lot more memorable than trying to explain natural resonant rocks and wave mechanics. Folklore transmits information down the ages.
You're interrupting my work with fairy tales of sailors in distress? You're no kind of doctor.
Don't have to be any kind of doctor to know Abigail Ibrahim is in distress.
She's unwell, on leave.
She's in a bloody hospital, Dr. Bestler. She had a breakdown.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But when the medication started working just a little, she summoned the last of her strength and made a phone call.
Wait, you're telling me Abby made a whistleblower call to the Department of Midnight?
That's right. And I want to see the side project that she helped you with. Unit 23C. That sound.
I can't hear anything. I direct work in ultra-cold physics, and it requires a lot of heavy equipment. Do you know what a Bose-Einstein condensate is?
Assume I'm an idiot.
Already did. When a gas of subatomic particles is supercooled to a fraction over absolute zero, it enters a state where previously invisible quantum processes can be seen by the naked eye. That's what we do here. It will give us quantum computers, next-level sensors, and a window into the mechanics of the universe.
Right. Haven't I read that the Bose-Einstein condensate is the fifth form of matter? After solids, liquids, gas, and plasma.
Probably, but it's not. Put your phone in that cubby hole there. You're not carrying anything else that's broadcasting, right? Not too much metal? It interferes with some of the equipment.
Yes, I've been in a lab before.
Let me be very clear. I've spent my entire career dealing with people like you trying to stop me from working. I don't put up with it anymore. All right? Unit 23C. Come in. Let's make this quick, please.
Bloody hell, it's cold in here.
What part of ultra-cold physics was unclear to you?
And Misty, do you have containment issues?
Everything is as it should be.
So what's happening in here?
I got interested in something. And I have the privilege of spending 10% of my resources on personal projects. That includes assistants.
Like Abigail Ibrahim.
I imagine she just couldn't handle the pressure of working directly under me, especially on something like 23C. Given my field, I would naturally be interested in the cold spot.
The cold spot?
The cosmic microwave background radiation cold spot.
Shit!
A piece of the sky in the constellation Eridanus that's weirdly colder than the space around it.
Did you not hear that?
It's just the chilling effect on the walls, shush. The cold spot is about 500 million light years across. A freezing bulge in the fabric of the universe.
Well, this sounds like it's worth everyone's time. Space is cold.
Yes, it is, but a chunk of it doesn't stay colder for no reason at all. And there's nothing around it. It's surrounded by a super void, like the universe is being pushed out of the way to make space for it.
So you decided to make one of your own?
The thing is, I came across this paper about dark matter.
Oh, I know a little about that.
Dark matter is supposed to comprise 85% of the universe, but it only interacts with the rest of it through gravity. It repels ordinary matter, makes room for itself.
Is that a sleeping bag I just tripped over? Are you sleeping in here?
I don't want to miss anything. You see, we can't see or measure dark matter, but we're certain it's there, just out of sight. Now, the paper I read suggests dark matter is, in fact, information. That information itself is the fifth form of matter. It's just that it's dormant. Cold information.
What paper was that?
Oh, some thing being circulated on back channels. It's called the Wardenclyffe Papers.
I see.
Doesn't matter. But it led me to my theory that the cold spot is another universe very slowly colliding with our own. And the super void is dark matter, information, rushing out of the cold spot and pushing ordinary matter away, creating what we see as a void around it.
I can barely bloody see in here, but those walls clearly have cracks in them. How long have you been in here?
8 days. Do you understand, though? I've been making Bose-Einstein condensates, thinking I'm working with the secret fifth form of matter in the universe. And now I realize I have the key to the real truth of reality.
Are there other people in this lab? I swear I just saw...
I think that if we supercooled a region of space for long enough and eliminated cosmic background radiation, we would create a thin place that allowed the pressure of another universe to crest into our own, radiating out information on that other universe. Over here, observation room for the test chamber.
Can you hear that?
So, we took a cloud of gas and drove it down to the same temperature as the cold spot. The cloud was about 100,000 atoms across, so that's 0.001 of a centimeter. Not a big spot, but come and look.
I could hear voices. Are you sure we're alone in here?
I never said we were alone. Just a sec, we have to type in our ID code when we enter for the records.
Well, how about putting the lights on while you're at it? Yeah?
No, you get a better image through the viewport in the dark. Over there.
This is a glass window for an ultra-cold test chamber.
Custom built. A lattice of diamond and helium pressurized to 50 atmospheres. Look, you can see an actual cold spot with your naked eye.
Wow. Okay. That looks to be about 8 feet across to me. And it's circular. And it's spinning.
Right. Isn't that amazing?
And that sound is coming from that cold hole in the air.
Look at it closely. Can you see the motion in it?
What is that?
Like fists pounding on glass, isn't it? Tiny little clawed fists and sharp little mouths. I am on the verge of solving the very shape of reality here. The cold spot is going to tell me everything.
Christ, where's the light switch? Oh!
What?
What do you mean, what? Those people!
I don't see the problem.
There are 3 dead people in lab coats, over there.
Oh, you mean the rest of my team? I'm sure they're not dead.
They're dissolving.
I don't think so.
You're dissociating. I feel sick just hearing the other voices in here.
I think the state of their matter is just being changed. I think they're becoming information and being transmitted through the cold spot to the other universe.
You have to shut this experiment down, now!
Oh, the cold spot became self-sustaining 6 days ago. I couldn't if I wanted to.
You could just open the test chamber, surely. Bring the temperature back up.
That kind of sudden heat exchange would be catastrophic. It would devastate the whole campus. And what's worse, if I did that, it wouldn't whisper to me anymore, would it? Don't look at me like that. Listen.
Oh, I am. Something's talking to you through that ultra-cold hole in the air in that chamber.
That's not what I meant. I'm trying to tell you. All I've ever wanted is to explain the way everything works. I have fought and struggled and sacrificed. I gave up a life to learn a universe down to its smallest and coldest parts.
Whatever's in there has been whispering in your ear for a week. You're not well.
I'm not insane. I'm tired and I'm stressed, but I'm learning. Actual scientists, Dr. Carnack, experiment to learn. And I'm on the verge of deciphering whatever they're trying to say to me. Can't stop now.
Okay, this ends now.
Though I am kind of interested to see what happens when the cold spot breaches the test chamber in a couple of hours.
What?
Don't worry, you'll have begun being transmitted through the spot before then. It doesn't take long. Leave the door alone. I changed its settings after Abigail escaped. Left. I meant left.
No, you didn't.
Not as-
But it's not really you speaking, is it? You've been in contact with that thing for over a week.
And yet I'm still here. I know. It's like they want me as a facilitator, but I don't get to go over there.
Yeah.
It's quite sad, really. You'll have to tell me what it's like. It'll start for you in a couple of minutes or so.
Fuck that. No.
You're not getting out of here. Just imagine the real oversight you're gonna get going through the cold spot to the other place.
Get out of my way. Now.
Leave the keypad alone. I don't see an anomalistic doctor of folklore opening a test chamber from the inside.
Listen. First off, I was an experimental physicist with a degree in electrical engineering. Second, I was carrying some metal. Sorry, I lie a lot. I don't go anywhere without tools. Oh, I do wish I brought my taser along. Third, I was at the Wardenclyffe experiment 4 years ago.
You have to stop. You're upsetting them. Can't you hear them?
Bloody right I can hear them. They got into your head, Dr. Bestler, and Abigail Ibrahim could feel them getting into hers. But she was strong. She managed to get away. Do you know what her greatest regret was? Having to leave you behind. And let's go.
I'm not going. Leaving an experiment to run unattended is just bad science.
You're really not in there anymore, are you?
Of course I am. Everything is fine.
Okay. Let's try this. When the cold spot breaches the test chamber, it'll be exposed to normal ambient temperatures, right?
Yes, sure, but that's...
What if I could call in help to reinforce this building? Trap the low temperatures in, keep the spot viable.
But why would you do that?
Because this is the culmination of your life's work. Even if that thing wasn't in your head, part of you'd want to keep the experiment going, just to see what happens. That's the part of you it's talking to. So now, I'm talking to it too. Let me call the department and get you extra resources and federal protection.
You're not listening. Seriously, this doesn't matter to you the way it does to me. Why would you help me?
Because I've been right where you're standing. I know exactly how you feel. It's horrible. It's lonely. It's why I changed careers. So let me help. Please.
How long will it take? I don't want to miss anything.
Just a moment.
Just for a moment.
I promise.
Nobody on this planet has ever kept a promise to me.
The author names on the Wardenclyffe papers are redacted, aren't they?
Yes?
I was there. Dr. Bestler, I was there. At Wardenclyffe. For the dark matter experiments. The names on that paper are redacted. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
All right.
Okay. Here we go. We probably want to step further back.
Who on earth did you call?
FEMA.
And they sent giant cement mixers and cranes? I suppose it's nice that you want to try and reinforce the east wing, but... Wait, they're tipping that towards the lab roof.
We're pouring special nanoparticle concrete impregnated with ferric sludge. Basically cold iron and stone. They did something similar to SEAL Reactor 4 at Chernobyl. We're building a fireplace to trap the devil under and sticking cold iron in it.
But the building will still collapse when that stuff hits the cold spot.
Yes, but so will the cold spot itself. You're right.
Oh.
You...
I don't know. Everything just went quiet. What's happened to my lab?
It's just a tomb now, Dr. Bestler. You know what's happened.
I think so. Your name's Carnack, right?
Yes.
I killed people. Didn't I?
Your curiosity got ahead of our ability to pursue it safely. It happens to us all. The department will hold a tribunal. They'll be in touch.
Yes. Yes, of course.
I'll be there to speak in your defense.
Why?
I told you. Because I've stood where you're standing right now, wondering what happened, where it all went wrong. Counting the bodies. And I killed a lot more people than you did.
Next time on the Department of Midnight.
It's me, Jack.
John Carnack.
Jack Doyle.
What on earth are you doing here?
I came to see you. I heard about your trouble.
Well, it's very decent of you. I'd shake your hand, but I've been locked in a plastic box.
Well, people are worried about contamination.
Oh, that's why you're here. Not to see me, to take a look for the Department of Midnight.
I really wish people would stop calling it that.
The Department of Midnight is produced by Warren Ellis, Brian Gucciardo, Kevin and Diane Kolde, Fred Seibert. Main title and credit narration by Gildart Jackson. Casting and voice direction by Meredith Layne, CSA. Main title and score by Trey Toy. Dialogue editors Kevin and Diane Kolde. Recording coordinator Kathy Cavaiola. Dialogue recorded at Salami Studios. Lead dialogue mixer Mark Mercado. Assistant dialogue mixers Jonathan Bradley and Chris Story. Audio post-production provided by Salami Studios. Post-audio supervisor Peter DiRado. Sound design and editorial Paul Menachini, MPSE. Re-recording mixer Sean Jacobson. The Department of Midnight is a production of the Bellport Theatre on the Air. All rights reserved.